This morning, markets are going to open lower. So this will technically be a failure of that test of that 20-day moving average. Here's what you need to know before the bell this morning. Yesterday, the markets were very oversold, looking for that challenge to the 20-day moving average. That occurred yesterday. Nice rally during the day. Markets finished up pushing right into that 20-day moving average. This morning, markets are going to open lower. So this will technically be a failure of that test of that 20-day moving average. And as we've talked about over the last couple of days, such a failure would certainly suggest a lower low for the markets, at least in the near term, coming down to test that 50-day moving average, currently sitting right around 4,400. So again, not a deep decline here, but the MACD sell signal still firmly intact here at a fairly elevated level, suggesting that we do have some more work to do price-wise in the normal kind of oscillation of that indicator. Relative strength did pick up just a little bit yesterday, but again, it's still oversold. So again, you're not looking for an immediate sell-off. We just don't have that type of panic in the markets right now. Kind of more this gyration. In fact, we could see the markets just kind of trend sideways here for a couple of weeks, allowing these moving averages to catch up to the market itself. Certainly that's not surprising. But again, we're kind of in that period right now where the markets are very elevated from longer term moving averages and need a bit of a breather here. So either a longer consolidation of price movement going nowhere, or we kind of get this pullback to the 50-day moving average. We see what we look like when we get there. But again, we really kind of need to work off some of these more overbought conditions that occurred from that rally over the last 5 months. We really just haven't done enough work here yet to really get the market into a good risk-reward entry point to add exposure a little bit more safely. We'll get there at some point. We're just not there yet. And again, these day-to-day movements really don't mean a whole lot. But again, what we're looking for here in particular is a technical failure or success of this initial level of support. So again, we took out that 20-day moving average a couple of days ago. We're now we tested it yesterday. If the markets can turn it around this morning and get back above the 20-day moving average, well, then we can retest the recent highs as well. So that would certainly suggest we're still kind of grinding higher here. But again, what we're looking for is that failure. And if we do take out a failure of this 20-day moving average, the market turns down and we take out this low from day before yesterday on Friday, take out Friday's low, that's going to definitely put the 50-day moving average as the next target for this decline. Again, nothing to be really concerned here. I mean, it's not, this isn't worth, selling big chunks of your portfolio to raise a bunch of cash. We're just going through a corrective movement in the markets. Very well expected. This is one of those things you kind of just ride out for right now, and then take some of that extra cash you've got building up on your sideline to put that to work at the 50-day moving average if we get there. And again, just because we get to the 50-day doesn't mean we can't go lower. Certainly risk down to 42.40 at the 100-day moving average as well. Certainly possible for just a near-term correction. And again, so when we get to the 50, we'll reevaluate things. Are we sufficiently oversold? Have we reversed some of these overbought indications? Have we reversed some of these deviations from longer-term moving averages? So we'll just analyze it as we get there. There's no need to have a specific set time and date that I'm going to do this exactly when this happens. When we get there, we'll measure it, we'll look at it, and then we'll make the best judgment on risk-reward about putting capital to work. But that's the plan right now, and that's what you need to know before the bell this morning.